you are a married woman who wants to learn how to use your feminine energy more in your relationship, then this video is for you. My name is Jamila McMallow, and I am the #1 love and relationship coach for top performing women over 35. And I'm going to be talking with you today about how to use your feminine energy more in your marriage. So, if you've been married for any length of time and you also work outside the home or you even have your own business, you may find it challenging at times to step in and out of your masculine and feminine energy because it is so deeply required in your career or in your business. But when you're in your marriage to your husband, and I know that you're married to a good man, a very masculine man, you know you can't bring that masculine energy into that relationship because opposites attract. But when they're the same, they repel each other. Okay? And so when you get into your masculine energy, then that repels your husband and it causes you to feel a disconnection. Okay? So, one of the ways that you can start to tap more into your feminine energy is we all know that when we ask our husband to do things, sometimes, their time versus your time frame might not work. But if you're able to express to him how you feel about it, how it makes you feel, then he'll be more motivated to do it. For example, if it's something that you need for him to build, say, I'm so excited for this furniture and I cannot wait for you to build it. You do such a good job. I'm so happy with how you did this other piece that you put together for me. So I'm really excited. Do you think you'll be able to make time to do it today? Versus, oh, this thing has been here since Wednesday. When are you going to put it together? I'm ready to get it decorated. No, that's not going to get you what you want. Okay? Now, another way that you can be more feminine in your relationship, in your marriage, is by being proactive in making time for your husband. I spoke to a lady at one of my events, and she stated how she was doing really successful in her career, and she felt like there was this disconnect from herself and her husband. Now, he had a great career too, but because it was two different industries, hers just allowed her to make a lot more money, and she's out in the community networking, doing all these things, and his job, doesn't do that, and it's okay because he's happy with what he's doing and she has no issue with what he's doing. But she kind of felt like he didn't really understand where she was going and growing, and so she felt like he was being kind of antagonistic towards her. And so I just asked her some questions on when did you spend time with him, because she's talking about how she's spending time doing all these things for her business, and of course she's a mom, she's just doing all these things for her kids. And I was like, well, when did you spend time with him? She was like, and she really didn't have anything to say about that. And what brought you together? How long have you been together? And she'd been married for over 20 years, and she didn't want a divorce. Of course, she loved her husband. She knew he was a good man, all those things. And I said, well, tell me about what are some of the things that attracted you to him. And so she shared those things. She shared what are the things that they used to enjoy doing together that were fun. And I said, you've got to get back to that. I said, that you got to get back to that. I said, he's not upset because you're doing well in your career. I said, he's upset because you're prioritizing it above your relationship with him. He's upset because you are exuding this sense that you're enjoying that more than spending time with him. That's how he's taking it. It might not be your intention at all. It might not be wrong. I said, but that's what's happening. That's what's going on. And she was like, that makes so much sense. You're right. Like, just give him your time and attention. And, like, that's all he wanted. So sometimes we overthink things as women and we want to make men complicated. They're not. So that's another way that you can lean into your femininity more in your relationship, or more into your feminine energy, is by being proactive in prioritizing your husband and his needs and desires, which is you. He wants to spend time with you. He wants to be close to you. All those things. And that's what you want to keep your marriage alive and vibrant. Is you never want to stop that playfulness, that romantic side of things. And so that only happens though when you prioritize his needs and desires above anything that is not on the same level as your relationship. And conversely, yes, he ought to be prioritizing your needs and desires as well. But this video isn't going to talk about him. We're talking about you and how you can be more feminine. Okay, so we talked about some of these ways so far, which is in how you're communicating with him, how you're speaking with him, how you are prioritizing him, making sure you're spending time with him, and also even how you are dealing in the family. Do you empower him to feel like he is, on the same level as you in the eyes of your children? Do you encourage your children to listen to him? Do you speak positively and respectfully about him in front of your children? Do they see through your actions and attitudes and how you speak to him that they too need to show him honor and respect? And him conversely, does he make sure that they are doing what it is that you say when you say to do it? Is he backing you up in that way? All right. So these are some of the ways that you can bring more feminine energy into your marriage, into your relationship, and allow yourself to really start to enjoy that feminine and soft life that you're really desiring. The only reason why you don't have it now is because you unfortunately have just slipped back into your default setting, which is, I'm telling you, more than likely related to your career. It also could go back even deeper than that. Maybe you were raised by a single woman or a very strong mother who was the one who was bossing everybody around, including your dad. And so you never actually saw a woman who allowed a man to lovingly lead her or take care of her. And by lovingly lead, I don't mean that you don't have an opinion, that you're not equal partners. You are. But by lovingly lead, I mean you don't have to make all the decisions by yourself. You're not the one that has to figure everything out on your own. You're not essentially a grown woman mothering a grown man. No, you have a grown man who is taking care of you by taking care of his own business, taking care of business. So you can lean into and be more of who it is that you are desiring to be. So let me know in the comments, what did you think? What other ways can you be more feminine in your relationship and in your marriage? And what questions do you have for me about being more feminine in your relationship and in your marriage? I'd love to hear about it below. And also be sure to check the description box to learn more about how you can connect with me and my next upcoming training. All right, so I'll see you in the next one.